You will die. Sorry to open like that, but you will, and so will everyone you've ever met. And here's the strange part. Out of everything that will ever happen to you, that final minute is the one moment you will absolutely, definitely experience. And the one moment nobody can tell you anything about. Because the people who've been there, they don't come back to explain it. So what actually happens? In that last minute, when the body starts shutting down, what do you experience? Is it painful? Is it peaceful? Do you know it's happening? And the biggest question of all, the one you're already wondering, is it true that your life flashes before your eyes? For thousands of years, that was a guess, a story, something people said. Until 2022, when, completely by accident, scientists recorded it happening. We'll get to that, because what they found is genuinely stranger than the myth. But first, let's actually go into that final minute, second by second. And I want you to notice how many of your own questions get answered on the way down. Let's start with the moment your heart stops. Right away, you might think that's it. Heart stops, you're gone. But that's not how it works. And this is the first thing that surprises people. Your brain does not switch off when your heart does. When the heart stops, blood stops flowing. And your brain, which is the single hungriest organ in your body, burning through 20% of your oxygen, suddenly gets cut off. But it doesn't die instantly. It has a reserve. A few seconds of oxygen still sitting in the tissue. So for a short window after your heart has stopped, you are, in every meaningful sense, still there. Which raises the obvious question, the one you're probably asking right now. If I'm still there, what is that like? Am I aware? Can I hear what's happening around me? And the unsettling answer from the research is possibly yes. Hearing is one of the last senses to fade. Studies on dying patients suggest the brain keeps responding to sound even after a person stops responding to everything else. The voices in the room, someone saying goodbye. There's evidence that some part of you may still register it, but here's where it stops being sad and starts being extraordinary. Because in those final seconds, your brain doesn't quietly fade to black like a dying battery. It does the opposite. It surges. In 2022, doctors were recording the brain of an 87-year-old man using an EEG, measuring his brain waves, when, completely unexpectedly, he had a heart attack and died. Right there, mid-recording. Which meant, for the first time in history, scientists had accidentally captured a human brain in the act of dying, second by second. And what they saw stunned them. In the moments around his death, his brain didn't go silent. It erupted into a specific type of activity called gamma waves, the exact same brain waves you produce when you are dreaming, deeply concentrating and recalling memories. Let that land. The dying brain lit up with the signature of memory recall. So now the question you had at the very start comes roaring back, and this time there's data behind it. The life flashing before your eyes. Is it real? The honest answer, we can't say for certain. But the brain of a dying human being, in its final moments, produced the exact electrical pattern of someone replaying their memories. As one of the researchers put it, the brain may be pulling up a last recall of your life's biggest moments, right at the end. And here's the detail that gives me chills every time. This isn't just a human thing. When scientists looked back at earlier studies on dying rats, they found the same surge, the same gamma waves, the same final burst, which suggests this isn't culture or religion or wishful thinking. It might be something built into the mammal brain itself, a final universal act that happens to almost every dying creature on Earth. Now, before we go into what that experience might actually feel like from the inside, quick pause. If your brain is genuinely enjoying this, do the thing your brain will forget to do. Hit subscribe and tap the bell. We go into the questions everyone thinks about but nobody explains every single week. Okay, back into the final seconds. So, what does the surge actually feel like? Here, we cross from hard science into the reports of people who came right to the edge and were pulled back, near-death experiences. And across cultures, across the world, people who don't know each other describe the same handful of things. A feeling of deep, overwhelming peace. The fear just goes. A sense of floating, of leaving the body. Vivid memories, faces of people they've lost, appearing clearly. And the light. Almost everyone mentions the light. For a long time, this was dismissed as spiritual fantasy. But look at what the brain is actually doing in those seconds. A flood of activity in the regions tied to memory, emotion, and consciousness. And suddenly, the reports and the science start describing the same event from two different directions. The peace might be real, the memories might be real, the light might be your visual system firing as the oxygen drains, which leaves one last question, the quiet one underneath all the others. If the very end isn't darkness and terror, if it's a surge, a flood of memory, a strange calm, then maybe the thing we've feared our entire lives isn't what we think it is. Nobody can promise you that. Death is still the one door we can't see behind. But the small accidental glimpse we've gotten suggests something almost gentle. That, in your final minute, your brain may give you one last gift. Not fear, but a quiet return to everything that mattered. The people, the moments, the life. One last replay, just for you. And then, whatever comes next. So no, your life probably doesn't flash before your eyes. It might do something better. It might play, slowly, one last time, as the most important home video you'll ever watch.